So today's topic is homotopy of paths.
স্যার নোটটা বার করো না বইটা।
নোটটা okay. Homotopy of paths. Now so this notion is important, and we must introduce this notion because of some facts regarding homeomorphic spaces, because it has been observed that to make topological spaces homeomorphic to each other, this has been a basic problem and which has been emerged out throughout the development of general topology. So this is a basic problem, that is, which spaces are homeomorphic to each other. Analogous to the problems in group theory, that is, which groups are isomorphic to each other, which vector spaces are linearly isomorphic to each other. So these are analogous problems, and this problem is in general topology, that is, to characterize the homeomorphic spaces. Although no tools and techniques has yet been found to solve this problem generally, except some particular cases. So there is no general choice of way to solve this problem, to find out the distinct homeomorphic spaces. And also it should be noted that two spaces that showing that two spaces are not homeomorphic is a different matter, and one may proceed to find a continuous function which has no continuous inverse. That is, whenever we are to show that two spaces are not homeomorphic, so we need to find a continuous function which has no continuous inverse. Another way to think of this problem is to create a topological property that holds in one space but not for the other. That is, we have to search out for a property, topological property, that enjoys by one space but not by the other, and then the problem is solved. The spaces cannot be homeomorphic because in one space this property holds, but in the other space it doesn't. Now, so this comes to another problem of searching out some new topological properties that would work for more spaces, more topological spaces. But the topological properties we have studied up to now do not carry us very far to solve this problem. So the properties which we have already discussed in previous courses, so these are not give you a large set of spaces that can be distinguished by these properties. For example, how can you show that R2 and R3 are not homeomorphic to each other? One can find no topological property up to now that the properties which have already been discussed in previous courses. So there is no such topological properties that distinguish them from each other. Another example is that the surface S2, that is the unit sphere, and the torus, which can be formed by the Cartesian product of two unit circle, and the double torus T sharp T. So these spaces cannot be distinguished by the previously known topological properties. So the time has come to introduce a most natural property which we have studied a little bit, is that of simple connectedness, which says that informally a topological space X is simply connected if every closed curve in X can be shrunk to a point in X. Okay, so simple connectedness. So this says that every closed curve in X can be shrunk. And also this property will distinguish R2 and R3. This property will distinguish the sphere S2 and the torus T. But again, it will not distinguish the T and the double torus T sharp T, which can be formed using some algebraic topological tools, which will be discussed later. So again, we have to run for a more general idea than simple connectedness. So we need to go for another general kind of concepts that will distinguish these spaces, that is the torus T and the double torus T sharp T. And the most interestingly, whenever we are set to go for search some new concepts, which is the general idea of simple connectedness, then we find that these concepts will involve some certain groups that will be called the fundamental group of a space, the fundamental group. Of a space X. So this is interesting because we are now in a position to deal with topology and algebra together. And these fundamental groups of a space, it will include particularly the simple connectedness as a special case, for which the fundamental group will be a trivial group. So that is a particular case. So fundamental group is a general kind of concept that can be used in the spaces like torus, double torus, to distinguish them homeomorphically. Now, before studying these two concepts, let us start with homotopy of paths in a space. So let's start by defining homotopy of paths. When can I call two paths are homotopic to each other? So let us first define homotopy of paths in a topological space. Before that, we would like to define more general idea which involves two functions, two continuous maps are said to be homotopic. So this is a general definition. So if we consider two maps f and f dash from a space x to another space y, and such that f and f dash are two continuous functions, are two continuous maps, then we say that f is homotopic to f dash if one can find a continuous map capital F from x cross closed interval 0 1 to y. So let f and f dash be two continuous maps from x to y, then f is said to be homotopic to f dash if there exists a continuous map capital F from x cross closed interval 0 1 to y. Yeah. Such that f satisfies the property that f x comma 0 is the first functional value fx corresponding to the function f, and fx comma 1 is the function f dash x, functional value f dash x corresponding to the function f dash for all x belongs to capital X. Yeah. So actually f and f dash are homotopic if there exists a continuous map. Actually this will give a family of continuous functions like ft, such that ft at x equal to capital F x comma t for all x belongs to capital X. So f and f dash are said to be homotopic if you can find a family of continuous maps from capital X to y such that corresponding to t equal to 0 the map is f, and corresponding to t equal to 1 the map is f dashed. Conveniently speaking, you can say that at time 0 the map is f, and at time 1 the map is f dashed. That is, if you can say that these are, so this is f and this is f dashed. That is, f can be shrunk to f dashed. Yeah. Now if f and f dash are homotopic to each other, then we denote it by f is homotopic to f dash. And moreover, so we denote it by f is equivalent to f dash. Also, if one of them is a constant map, suppose f dash is a constant map, then and f and f dash is homotopic to each other, then f is called null homotopic. It is called null homotopic. That is, if one of them is a constant map, that is, if a continuous function from x to y is homotopic to a constant map, then it is called null homotopic. So keeping in mind this definition, we can establish the same one on paths. But in our case, but in the case of paths, we need to consider the maps from the closed interval 0, 1 to some space capital X. So a path gamma is a function from closed interval 0, 1 to a topological space, be a continuous map. Yeah. So this is called a path. And also a path from a point A to another point B in a space X is also a continuous map from closed interval 0, 1 to X, such that at 0 the functional value of that function is A, and at 1 its value is B. That is, a path gamma colon 0, 1 closed interval to X is a continuous map. So a path from a point A to B is a continuous map, such that at 0 it is A and at 1 it is B, where A is called initial point and B is called end point. Okay. Okay. Now now we need to define two paths are homotopic to each other. So two paths gamma 1 and gamma 2 be two paths in X from A to B. Then gamma 1 is said to be homotopic to gamma 2. Gamma 1 is said to be path homotopic, not just only we call it homotopic, we just add one word path because we are dealing with paths. So it is path homotopic to gamma 2. In the same way, there exists a continuous function capital F, where our domain space is 0, 1 closed interval. So we put it here 0, 1 cross 0, 1. So there exists a continuous function F colon closed interval 0, 1 to 0, 1 0, 1 cross 0, 1 to the space X, such that capital F of small s comma 0 is the value gamma 1s, and capital F s comma 1 it is gamma 2s, and this is true for all s belongs to 0, 1 closed interval. And f of 0 comma t, it will be small a, and f of 1 comma t, it is small b. This is true for t belongs to 0, 1. So this defines the path homotopy between gamma 1 and gamma 2, where gamma 1 and gamma 2 are paths from A to B. This can be pictorially explained that if this is your gamma 1 and this is your gamma 2, this is gamma 1, this is our gamma 2, this is A, this is B, then this function will determine a family of continuous paths from A to B, such that at time 0 the path is gamma 1 and at time 1 the path is gamma 2. This is at t time, that is, it is ft. ft. Yeah. So again, if gamma 1 and gamma 2 are paths which are homotopy to each other, then we write it down as notationally it is path homotopy. So we put a p here, small p. So gamma 1 is path homotopy to gamma 2. Informally speaking, so if two continuous functions from x to y, from space x into another space y, informally speaking, then we can think this as the continuous map f is deforming continuously to the continuous map f dashed as the parameter t goes from 0 to 1. In the same way, if we are dealing with paths, then gamma is path homotopy to gamma dashed. It can be explained. It can be explained that the path gamma is deforming to path gamma dashed continuously, keeping their initial and end points fixed during deformation. So these deformations are continuous. Okay. So these are the definitions. Using these, our aim is to define fundamental groups of a topological space. So that is our aim. So this is the basic notion of homotopy and path homotopy. Now we can observe that this is a very interesting fact, that the relation of being homotopy or the relation of being path homotopy, these two relations are equivalence relation. Are equivalence relations. Okay. So how could you okay, so first one is reflexivity that we need to check. Reflexivity. So for reflexivity, we need to take a map. Just consider a map f, small f. That is a function. F is a function from some space x to y. Yeah. Then one can set a map using f as that from x colon closed interval 0 1 to y by f of x comma t fx. That is at each time t, if we consider this parameter as time, so at each time t, the functional value of fxt is small fx. This is true for all x belongs to capital X. Now since f is a continuous map, so this function is obviously a continuous map from x cross 0, 1 to y. And this gives you the homotopy between f to itself. So f is homotopic to itself. Because at time 0 it is fx, at time 1 it is also fx. And you can do this, you can place same arguments to show that, show the same thing for path homotopy also. So these relations are, this and this path homotopy are, both are reflexive. Now we are moving to show that symmetric, these relations are symmetric. So for this, let us suppose that two functions f and f dash from a space x to y, these are homotopic. So since these are homotopic, so you can find out a homotopy which is f. So f is a homotopy between f and f dash. Yeah. F and f dash. Now we have to show that f dash is homotopic to f. The symmetric. This relation is symmetric. And for this, we need to define a map using the map capital F. So what can be done? So I define a map f star from x cross closed interval 0, 1 to y by using f. So you need to place one minus t in place of t in the function f. That is, f star xt will be f of x 1 minus t. And this function t goes to 1 minus t, this will give you the map which sends 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. So that is why, so f star of x comma 0 will be f dash x and f star x comma 1 will be fx. So at time 0 it will be f dash and at time 1 it is f. And also since f is continuous and t goes to 1 minus t is also continuous, so f star is continuous. F star is continuous. And this proves that the map, the homotopy between f and f dash is symmetric. Okay. Now the last thing is that transitivity. Transitivity. And for this, and okay, symmetricity means, okay, so since f is homotopic to f dash, so the homotopy is f, that is f is a function from x cross 0, 1 to some space y, such that f of x comma 0 is fx and f of x comma t, x comma 1 is f dash x. But we need to define a map from x cross 0, 1 to y such that at 0 it will be f dash x and at 1 it will be fx. And to do this, we need to just consider the map in the parameter, that is t goes to 1 minus t, and this will give you 0 goes to t goes to 1 minus t. So this will give you 0 goes to 1 and 1 goes to 0. So it will reverse the case, and just put this map here. Okay, so now so transitivity. Transitivity. So let f is homotopic to f dashed and f dashed is homotopic to f double dashed. So we are considering three maps. So we are considering three maps, f, f dashed and f double dashed, such that f is homotopic to f dashed and f dashed is homotopic to f double dashed. And since f is homotopic to f dashed, so we can define a map from, actually there exists a map capital F, that is a homotopy between f and f dash. So it's from x cross 0 1 to y, and another map G colon x cross 0 1 to y, such that for this map f x comma 0 is fx, f x comma 1 is f dash x, and for this one it is g x comma 0 is f dash x and g x comma 1 is f double dash x. Okay. So using this to map, so our aim is to show that f is homotopic to f double dashed. So this is our goal, that f is so f is homotopic to f double dash. This is our goal. That is, we need to show that there exists a map capital H from x cross 0 1 to y, such that hx0 will be fx and hx1 will be f double dash x. Using the maps capital F and capital G. So for this one, again we need to think of a map which sends at time 0 to f and at time 1 to f double dash x. And for this reason, we need to divide this parameter set here. So we need to divide. This is 0 1, so we need to divide this interval into two parts. The first part will give the function f, and the second part will be defined on the function for the function g. And for this reason, we need to consider a map in the parameter interval. That is, for this one, we need to consider t goes to 2t, because with the help of this map, you can send this interval to 0 1. And for this one, we need to consider a map t goes to 2t minus 1, and again with the help of this map, this half comma 1 will go to 0 1. and this map will together will give our homotopy map, which can be designated as, just define H colon X cross closed interval 0 1 to Y by the rule H X comma T. So for the first part, the parameter T goes to 2T, so that is capital F X comma 2T, and for the second one it will go to Gx comma 2T minus 1. Yeah. So this one for T belongs to 0 comma half, and for this one T belongs to half comma 1. So this is a well-defined map, and using pasting lemma you can show that H is continuous by using pasting lemma. That is in the you have defined a map which is a continuous map F, and on another closed set you have defined a map G, and then you can define a map capital H from A union B to some space, suppose X, where Hx equal to Fx for all x belongs to A, and it is Gx for all x belongs to B. Then it can be proved that this H is also continuous. This is a closed set, this is also a closed set, but they are disjoint. So yeah, so this is the pasting lemma. Yeah. So using this pasting lemma, it is continuous, H is continuous, because on the interval x cross 0 half it is F, and on the interval x cross half comma 1 to Y it is capital G. So therefore H is continuous. And not only that, this Hx 0 will be Fx 0. But what is Fx 0? This is small fx. But Hx 1, then it is G of x1. So what is Gx1? So it is clear that Gx1 is F double dash x. So thus capital H is a continuous map from x cross 0 1 to Y, such that capital H x0 is Fx and Hx1 is F double dash x. So capital H is a homotopy in between F and F double dash. So this implies F is homotopic to F double dash, and this proves that this relation is transitive. So your task is to show that, so all these properties of being a equivalence relation, it will be enjoyed by the path homotopy also. That is, reflexivity, symmetry, and transitivity will be enjoyed by the path homotopy relation. So this is your task. Okay. Now if you observe the definitions of path homotopy and homotopy between continuous maps and paths, you will see that as you have studied topological vector spaces, so if you consider a topological vector space and capital A be a subspace of, be a non-trivial subspace of X, then two paths gamma and gamma dashed with the same terminal points, that is with the same initial point and end points. Two paths with the same terminal points on A are said to be straight line homotopic. Straight line homotopic if the definition is same, but the homotopy is quite interesting. That is, it is straight line homotopic if you can find a map capital F from closed interval 0, 1, cross 0, 1 to A such that the map can be explicitly given by the rule 1 minus T gamma S plus T gamma dash S. That is, it is the line segment joining gamma S and gamma dash S. And you can have this concept of straight line, of constructing line segments, because you are in topological vector space. So that is why we can consider this kind of homotopy, straight line homotopy, in a topological vector space, such that so FST will be the line segment in between gamma S and gamma dash S for all S belongs to 0, 1, for all T belongs to 0, 1, closed interval. And this F is called straight line homotopy. So, in particular, if gamma and gamma dash with the same terminal points on A are straight line homotopic, then they are path homotopic, because a straight line is a continuous map. A straight line segment, this is a continuous map. Straight line homotopy is a continuous map. So F is called straight line homotopy, and we denote it by gamma is straight line homotopic to gamma dashed. Okay. Now, in fact, you can also observe that if capital X be a space and capital Y be a TVS, topological vector space, then we can also define straight line homotopy as two continuous maps F dashed colon X to Y are said to be straight line homotopic if there exists a continuous map capital F colon X cross closed interval 0, 1 to Y such that it can be represented explicitly as Fx comma T will be 1 minus T Fx plus T F dash X. This is true for all T belongs to closed interval 0, 1. So the fact is that suppose you are considering two paths having same terminal points, having same initial point and end points. So this is the homotopy. So you can set up a line segment in between 2 points, between gamma s and gamma dash s, or fx f dash x. So like that. In this way, you can show that this is homotopic to this, straight line homotopic to this, and that is it is. So obviously it is a path homotopy. Okay. So note that if in that case, if capital A be a convex subspace, then any two continuous maps f and f dash are straight line homotopic, and hence they are homotopic. So it should be noted down that if A subset of y be convex, so convex means between any 2 points you can join a line. So in between fx and f dash x you can consider a line segment. So in a convex subspace, any two continuous maps f and f dash must be straight line homotopic, and hence they are homotopic. Also, if we are dealing with paths, then they are path homotopic analogously. Yeah. Okay. Now I would like to explore an important example, that is, we are considering the space R2 just by punctured at the point 0, 0. And now we consider two paths. One is ft equal to cos pi t sin pi t, and another one is gt is cos pi t to sin pi t. T belongs to closed interval 0. Yeah. So the first one is a semicircle, and the second one is a semi-ellipse. Yeah. So these two paths are path homotopic. Why? Why they are path homotopic? So how can you draw these paths in R2? What is cos pi t sin pi t? So it is a unit semicircle centered at 0 with radius 1. So it must be yeah. So this one. And for this one, so this is that is it would be like that. Just I would like to construct this one again. That is, this is your ellipse. Okay. This is your semicircle, and this will be your ellipse. Yeah, this is F and this is G. This is 0 0, which, but this is punctured. The space is punctured at 0 0. Now for these two paths, these are path homotopic. Why? Straight line homotopic. Why? Because between any two points, so you can join a line. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Okay. So F is homotopic to G. But now we consider another path HT, which is cos pi t minus sin pi t for all t belongs to closed interval 0 1. So what is this one? So again we need to draw them. This is our F. This is our F. But what is H? What is H? What is H? What is H? This is the semicircle. And the space is punctured at 0 0. This is your H. Now, is it possible to you to set up a straight line homotopy in between F and H? Is it possible? The answer is no, because these 2 points, you cannot join these 2 points by a straight line because the space is punctured at 0. This. So you cannot set up a straight line in between F and H. So there exists no actually no path homotopy in X between F and H. Intuitively speaking, we cannot deform F past the hole at 0 0. So we can't deform F past the hole at 0 0. You cannot deform without introducing a discontinuity. Discontinuity. Any kind of homotopy you can define between F and H, it will must have a discontinuity at 0. Any kind of, whatever it is, there is a break at this, right? So therefore, so it can be checked that the paths F and H would be path homotopic if they are considered a path in R2. So they are path homotopic. Yes, it's fine. Now I shall stop by defining a define an interesting concept of contractible spaces. So a space X is said to be contractible. A space X is said to be contractible if the identity map on X, X to X, is null homotopic. Is null homotopic. Can you give examples of contractible spaces? Can you give an example? For example, closed interval 0, 1 is contractible. But why? Why it is contractible? The map is identity map on closed interval 0, 1. So is this null homotopic? Suppose you are considering a map, a constant map, it is half for all x belongs to 0, 1. Yeah. So can you define a homotopy? So capital F colon close interval 0, 1 cross 0, 1 to close interval 0, 1 by. So f x comma t. So can you write down it as 1 minus t identity function over of x plus t fx. That is 1 minus t x t half. So this is a line segment in between the points x and half. So line segment is a, so the mapping is a continuous map, and at 0, so at 0 it is identity on x, that is x, and at 1, so at 1 it is half, that is fx. So therefore this is a contractible space. So this space can be shrunk. So the map identity function can be shrunk to a point. Just having an idea. This is 0, 1. This is half. That is, this is x. So you are contracting them to half. This. Another example is capital R, which is also contractible. But why? Now the question is Rn is contractible? Now one problem is very important. This is a very interesting problem, that a contractible space is path connected. Is path connected. And the converse statement is also interesting, that is, does the converse hold? That is, every path connected space a contractible space. Is it true or not? This is also a question, that does the converse hold? So this problem will be discussed in the next